Oh, I'm crazy and out of my mind. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Camo's Automotive Radio Show. It's the first time I did not say Massachusetts Central Radio Show because it's not a Massachusetts Central Radio Show. It's Camo's Automotive Radio Show. By the way, that's a Goku fleece jacket. Hello, everybody. I've been trying to clean my room tonight because I'm sick and tired of not looking at the floor. I'm not going to show you guys. I'm not going to show you guys because it's kind of a work in progress. I'll show you guys what I'm done tomorrow. I'm not going to show you. Actually, I'm just going to preview a little bit of it. So I cleaned this area. By the way, I said this. That had clothes on it. That had clothes on it. That's my weighted blanket over there that I used to fall asleep with because it's the if you guys actually, I'm actually gonna do something that I haven't. So I'm gonna actually do a little bit of a thing for this actually. Well, now that I'm about to go to sleep in like 5 minutes. As you guys know, I'm not going to do these super long anymore. It's if I do an episode or an entry, if it's 5 minutes or more, or 7, if it's actually the length doesn't even matter. Even if it's like 2 seconds long, it's going to be counted as an episode. But I'm going to try to make them at least 5 minutes, maybe more. It's probably be 7 to 10. Even though, and I'm going to try to upload it because I uploaded 2 days ago. Oh yes, by the way, welcome to December 1st, 2023. We are going to open with a vlog or an intentional review or a warning or a PSA announcement or maybe a cauliflower or maybe a rice pudding. Now I'm going to do a show and tell for my good old weighted blanket. So I'm going to bring it. I can actually spin the camera. Thank you, Samsung. Apple, you really need to get on your game. So I can spin this around. So this is my weighted blanket that I've had for so I've had this since 2018, and it's don't mind the bed. It's a little messy. I have to make it before I go to bed, but I have a new sheet and pillowcase and everything, so I haven't quite done it yet. So just a bare mattress. And for those of you who want to protect your bedspread, you don't want to get gunk on it, please use one of these. These are awesome. So I got this back in 2018. So 2018, 2019. I got this in October 2018. So 2018, 20, 2018, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So I've had it about 6 years. And it's served me pretty well. It's about 22 pounds. It weighs a ton. It has sand in it. Some of them have bean bags, but this has sand in it. Weighs a hell of a ton. And you're supposed to really, so you're supposed to put it within your weight limit or just a few pounds below your weight limit. So when I bought this, I was like 190 pounds. So I decided to get a 22 pound one. That way, if I gain any weight, which unfortunately I have because unfortunately life, you know. So I was 190 when I got this, and yeah, so I was 190. It looks like a big bathrobe, but don't be fooled. It kind of folds out. Let me just show you a little bit of it, and it's so comfy. This will make you fall asleep. You put the bedspread in this. Oh my God, it make you fall asleep in 2 seconds. Can you please stop focusing, anti-focusing, whatever the hell you're doing? But yeah, so I've had this for 6 years. I've had 6 years, October 2023. And as I said, I fall asleep very fast with it. So yeah, that's just, so I just wanted to tell you guys some of the benefits of it. So one thing I noticed, and a couple of pointers here for those of you who are trying to get one. So one thing you guys want to know is you got to get one that's decent size weight, and you got to get one that's going to fit. You know, it's not going to crush your body. I mean, 22 pounds. 22 pounds really isn't going to crush you. I'm a big guy. If you guys haven't seen, I'm a big guy. So I'm about 220 something. I'm about 210, but I'm usually ever anywhere between 250 and 220 most days, even though 220 most days. I'm a big guy, but at least I have muscle, and I'm kind of a big guy. Kind of need the beef to pull things around and help my back out, so I don't completely. I'm not a frail guy. I'm kind of beefy, so. But this helps me go right to sleep. It's like. And the bells in the background signifying it's 12 o'clock. I'm crazy. So what it does is it just lulls you to sleep. Couple pointers. Try to have it around your shoulders or below. Try to have it below your shoulders, and try to have it envelop your body. Or try to have it up near your neck area, not touching, so you don't want to strain your neck. And you don't want to put it anywhere. You don't want to put it in the middle of your body, because that might strain the muscles when you're moving. And make sure you're on your side. Like, pick a side, right? Really, like, pick a side. Don't keep moving it all damn day. And the other thing is, don't wear it all night long. There's days where I've been sick and I've been home and I've had this on all day, and you get really achy really fast. Like, you gotta get up and stretch and stuff like this. And at 22 pounds, a lot of people don't think it's really heavy, but this is a big lump. This fully folded can feel very heavy. And don't get it wet either, because all that sand on there will turn. It takes forever for that sand to get. So don't get it wet. Don't put any water on it. I got water on it one time. Didn't 22 pounds of wet cloth material and sand turns into like 40 million pounds of miserable. We actually had to put it out in the sun. Actually, I did this during the summer one time. During the summer one time. Let's just say we had to put it outside on the basketball court, and we had to let it air dry, which is not fun. So, but it's great to go, and especially so. I recommend this for somebody who has anxiety, or if you don't like to be touched, but you don't mind soft materials. This material, if I don't know if you guys are looking at it, but I'll let you look at the material a little bit. I'll just turn on the light. It's very swishy material. It's very minky. It's very soft to the touch. That sort of thing. Kind of like touching a. If you rub it right, it kind of feels very soothing. Very soothing. It's like getting massaged. It's like feeling a nice little massage. It's like touching a girl's skin that's been lotioned very well. Very moisturizing and calming lotion. To where that very smooth, very gentle sound and stuff like that. And if it gets very warm, oh yeah, that's another thing. Don't do it during the winter. During the winter, it's fine. Summer, I do not recommend. It gets very hot. Like 22 pounds of this thing, especially when it's very hot. This for 22 pounds, like heat, like natural heat, like heat from the vents here, is fine. But this is controlled and regulated. If it's like 80 degrees, it feels like a million degrees in here. This can make you sweat really good. Helps out when you're sick and you need to sweat it out. Um, you need to sweat it out, and stuff like that. Like when I was sick 2 weeks ago with my cold, that's now gone. Thank you very much. I'm hoping it stays away. This helped me burn out a lot of that, and I actually felt better. Um, my throat was still a pain in the ass, still is, but I'm getting there. So I recommend anybody that has anxiety, anybody that has problem with sensory but wants to get used to it, anybody who just wants to feel the hug, that little hug. It does hug you very well, and that's kind of good for somebody with, Asperger's or autism or something like that. For those of you guys know, for my videos, for my learning disabilities video, I have Asperger's. Probably been part of the Asperger's community and the learning difference community for many years. I actually got diagnosed when I was 11, so I've been that way since 2001, so almost 23 years. So probably of it, and I like being different. So, and it's always good to have different methods to do this. You guys wouldn't know it, but us learning difference people are very crafty when it comes to solving problems, and I kind of like it. It's really good. It helps me sleep at night, and it might help me sleep a little too good because sometimes I wake up the wrong time. So, like I put this on, on a Sunday or a Monday, I'll sleep till like 10, 11 o'clock. Like seriously, I'll sleep till like 10, 11 o'clock, maybe even 12. That's how crazy good this thing is. But yeah, I just wanted to open up. Oh yes, and by the way, it's very cozy in December now that it's getting cold, and we're gonna see snow soon. Hopefully not. So yeah, this also does very well in snow. In fact, so I'm gonna wear it tonight because I'm betting sure the heat goes off and it gets cold. So, but I always like to stay nice and toasty. It's like staying toasty on a nice open fire. Jack Frost nipping at your nose. Except Jack Frost is not nipping at my nose because I have this blanket. So yeah, thought I'd open up with that. Tomorrow is going to be the gear change show night. I don't know what I'm going to be talking about. I'm going to clean up this place a little bit, and then I'm probably going to do that at night, probably around 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock ish, if I'm not busy with anything else, cleaning the house. Yeah, I'm going to probably talk. What am I going to talk about? I'm picking one of two topics. Actually, I actually found it right here. So, I talked about engines, and I talked about engines. I've talked about this. I've talked about engines. I've talked about motors, and I've talked about hybrid systems a little bit, electric engines and stuff like that. But I have not talked about right here that I just this is a gear shifter for my Logitech steering wheel. So yeah, so I'm probably going to talk about gear shifter. Have I talked about gearboxes? No, I haven't. I haven't talked about gearboxes. I'm going to talk about racing ones. I'm going to talk about racing ones. I'm going to talk about ones on the street. I'm going to talk about and how they evolved over the years. I'm going to have to look it up tomorrow. Look it up tomorrow while I'm on break. So, um, and give you guys a synopsis of my history of it. We're going to cover them all. And, when it was introduced in motorsport and what it did with the sport and why it's controversial to have certain transmissions in certain cars and how it takes away from driver skill. I'll cover all that. I probably mentioned it maybe in now let me not talk about the gearbox. I think I already talked about it already. Um, yeah, I think I already talked about gearboxes already because I've told you guys about sequentials and pre-selectors and stuff like that. Um, and stuff like that. So, pre-selectors and all the other stuff. Yeah, I probably already talked about it. I already talked about the turbo and all the other stuff. What am I talking about? What do I talk about? What is one thing I haven't talked about? I'm actually going to talk to you guys about. I'm going to talk to you guys about. Actually, I'm actually going to talk to you guys about the engines of the Indy 500. How about that one? I've talked about the Indy 500 before. I've talked about different engines, but I'm going to talk to you guys about some pretty cool ones and some ones that were actually pretty cool. And a lot of you guys are going to say, well, it's a bunch of piston engines. Well, you'll see in the gear change show tomorrow that is not true. So I know this one was longer than I thought it would be. So I did a review on that on the weighted blanket. But yeah, I'm going to do Indianapolis, and USAC engines. So we're going to talk about Offenhausers. We're going to talk about Cosworth. We're going to talk about Ilmor. We're going to talk about every single engine in between. And we're going to talk about some controversial stuff like stock blocks and how they, how those worked and why Penske's pushrod engine wasn't the first one to kind of go with the formula. I'm going to tell you guys how. I'm going to tell you guys how conventional. I'm going to tell you how conventional motors. And I'm probably going to quote Bobby Unser probably in one of them when I do it. About Tim Coffey's voice of, son, stand up. So yeah, and so I'm probably gonna open up with a Bobby Unser quote because Bobby Unser, well, for those of you who don't know, I did tribute to him. Bobby Unser, as you guys know, was pretty radical. He came up with a lot of stuff. He was probably drove some of the most insane cars on Earth. So, and he was an insane human being himself. So yeah, and kind of how Indy stagnated a little bit and how they got better with their current setup and what kind of led to where we are today with the two engine manufacturers of Honda. And because I'm going to look up all the manufacturers that did the Indy 500. I'm going to do it from the 1911 race all the way to the newest ones, even though a lot of people are in the know. But for those of you who do not know, I'm going to give you the latest lowdown on Indy 500 engines and their and everything else, and what engines dominated and what engines were a critical failure and what engines were really cool but were duds come race day. So, but yeah, you guys are going to hear it all tomorrow because we're going to talk about everything. We're going to talk about push rod, stock block, push rod motors, stock block rules, the unfair advantage. We're going to talk about how some engines were so radical and how they were so crazy that they were just too good to be true, and how it killed American Open Wheel Racing at the Indy 500. So, and I'm going to talk about the split. For those of you who do not know the split, I'll have to. For those of you, actually, I'm not even going to do this. I'll basically do a synopsis of the split. There were two of them. The split. There were two of them. There were two splits. Back then, there was one in the 70s, and then there was one in the 90s, and then there was one in the late 80s, early 90s. For those of you who know it, you guys might want to look it up before you guys watch the video. I'll inform you guys of what the split was and what it meant for the Indy 500 and the reason why racing got boring for a stretch and all that other good jazz. But I will talk to you guys that. Probably the episode's probably going to be about 45 minutes, probably an hour maybe. We'll see. Maybe I'll do it in 2 parts, so I'll bore you. But anyway, but yeah, we'll talk about Indy 500 engines tomorrow. We'll talk about the wild world of motors, and we'll talk about maybe engines that really didn't have pistons in them. For the Indy 500 fans out there, you guys will know what I'm talking about. Those of you who lived through it in the 60s, you guys don't know what I'm talking about. But the younger viewers, I'm going to inform you guys what was what. So, and we're going to have fun. So, good night, everybody. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Well, I'll see you guys later today because it's already I think it's already like 12:30 already. So, I'll see you guys later today, probably, I don't know. Let's see, it's 12:30. I'm going to be working 12:30, so another 12 hours. So I'm going to say another 18 hours plus. You guys are going to be hearing me yakking about the engines of the greatest race on earth, the Indianapolis 500. Good night, folks.